What if the deepest spiritual secrets you've ever sought weren't hidden in ancient texts or on mountaintops, but in the gaze of the creature sleeping at the foot of your bed? That this being of fur and unconditional love, who knows your footsteps and celebrates your return, isn't merely an animal you own. This is not another heartwarming pet story. It's the unlocking of a profound spiritual truth that will forever reframe your understanding of why a dog is truly in your life. The key to this mystery was found by Edgar Cayce, a man who, in a state of sleep, could access knowledge beyond our reality. Every dog, Cayce stated in a landmark trance reading, is bound by a sacred vow to its human. They are not pets, they are spiritual allies in an animal's disguise. That boundless loyalty you see is not simply conditioning, it's the fulfillment of a soul-level promise. They register your emotions before your conscious mind even has a name for them. This bond, Cayce explained, isn't neurological, it's vibrational, a current of energy connecting two souls across dimensions. Cayce had already established his incredible gift, providing thousands of accurate medical diagnoses, predicting world events, and revealing past lives. But this information about dogs felt different. It gave words to an unspoken certainty felt by millions. Have you ever truly considered the timing of your dog's arrival? Out of all the animals in the world, why did your paths cross? And why is its personality, its quirks, its habits, its very essence, so perfectly tailored to you? Edgar Cayce's discovery was that there are no accidents in this sacred relationship. There is only a celestial design, a spiritual contract veiled as wet-nosed affection. And now, nearly a century after his revelations, we can finally grasp the full magnitude of this mystery. Prepare to see your dog not as something you own, but as someone you know. It's time to understand their true purpose in your journey. Stop for a second. Recall the story of your first meeting. Perhaps you walked into a shelter just to look and felt an inexplicable pull. Maybe your dog appeared, a stray, as if guided to your door. Or you fought the idea of a dog for years, until a sudden, unexplainable change of heart. Do you honestly think that was chance? Edgar Cayce uncovered a reality that will shift your entire world. You and your dog recognized each other because you have met before. You share a spiritual lineage that time and space cannot erase. In the non-physical realm, before we choose our next life, we form soul agreements. We plan our connections with family, with partners, with friends, and yes, with the animals who will guide us. Before we unravel the extraordinary truths about our canine guardians, it's vital to know the man who delivered this knowledge. Edgar Cayce was no showman chasing celebrity. He was a humble man from a Kentucky farm, born in 1877, who stumbled upon a phenomenal ability he dedicated to serving humanity. His life as a young photographer was turned upside down when, at 21, laryngitis stole his voice. Doctors gave him no hope of ever speaking again. Then, the impossible occurred. Under hypnosis, Cayce entered a deep trance. In this state, he not only diagnosed his own condition with startling medical precision, but prescribed a treatment that fully restored his voice. The true miracle, however, was realizing that in this sleep state, he could access information about any person, anywhere, needing only their name and location. He performed over 14,000 documented readings over 43 years. His diagnoses were verified by skeptical doctors. His predictions were confirmed by strangers. Scientists were baffled. Known as the sleeping prophet, he remembered nothing upon waking. A higher consciousness seemed to speak through him. It was this consciousness that revealed the cosmic role of our dogs. The information Cayce received on animals was specific. He explained different species have unique spiritual functions. He detailed how certain animals are spiritually drawn to certain people. He described pets as bridges between our world and the spirit world. But dogs, Cayce insisted, occupy a unique place. They are the one animal species that made a conscious, collective agreement with humankind, not for food or shelter, but as an act of spiritual service. Dogs chose to bind their evolution to ours. Cayce revealed, they willfully gave up a measure of their wildness to become our spiritual companions. It's a sacred vow that spans incarnations. What's staggering is that Case said all this decades before science began to seriously study animal consciousness, interspecies communication, or the emotional bonds we form. He was describing, with calm certainty, phenomena science would only start to validate 50 years later. Case stated that dogs operate on a higher frequency of energetic sensitivity. They perceive spiritual energies, shifts in a person's aura, and can even sense probable futures through a kind of energetic forecast. A dog understands when its work with a person is done. Case said, their passing is not a tragedy, but a graduation. In his readings, Case frequently explained that dogs serve as soul mirrors. If you need to learn unconditional love, you'll receive a dog that is endlessly forgiving. If you need to learn to be present, you'll get a dog that lives purely in the now. If you have deep emotional wounds to heal, you will attract a dog with an innately therapeutic nature. The incredible part is that Case stated these facts with the same assurance he used for medical readings. For him, healing a body or understanding a soul were one and the same, different facets of a single, unified spiritual reality. Today, generations after his passing, Case's revelations continue to be validated daily by millions of dog lovers worldwide. People report experiences of telepathy, profound protection, and life-altering transformations that echo the very teachings of the sleeping prophet. Case's authority comes not from showmanship, but from a lifetime of proven, documented accuracy. When he speaks of the spiritual contract of dogs, he isn't theorizing. He's relaying direct knowledge from a higher plane of existence. And that knowledge is about to transform your relationship with the dog by your side. Stop for a second. Recall the story of your first meeting. Perhaps you walked into a shelter just to look and felt an inexplicable pull. Maybe your dog appeared, astray, as if guided to your door. Or you fought the idea of a dog for years until a sudden, unexplainable change of heart. Do you honestly think that was chance? Case uncovered a reality that will shift your entire world. You and your dog recognized each other because you have met before. You share a spiritual lineage that time and space cannot erase. In the non-physical realm, before we choose our next life, we form soul agreements. We plan our connections with family, with partners, with friends, and, yes, with the animals who will guide us. Canine souls select their human family before birth. Case explained in a profoundly moving session. They observe our spiritual needs and incarnate with the precise personality to help us grow. This means your dog is not a random animal. It is a soul that undertook a specific assignment to aid in your spiritual journey. It knows your deepest insecurities, your hidden fears, your unhealed traumas, and it arrived with the perfect toolkit of traits to help you confront them. Consider your dog's core personality. If it's fiercely loyal, perhaps you need to learn how to trust. If it's endlessly playful, maybe your soul is crying out to rediscover joy and lightness. If it's a serene, calm dog, perhaps it came to teach you the profound power of inner peace. The connection is even deeper than that. Case revealed many of our dogs are reincarnations of beloved pets from prior lifetimes. They come back to continue a spiritual assignment that was left unfinished. The recognition of a past life companion is immediate, Case noted. There's a sense of instant knowing, a bond that needs no building because it has existed for ages. Have you felt it? That powerful feeling that you've known your dog forever, far longer than the calendar suggests. That is not your imagination. That is your soul's memory activating. The evidence of this soul pact is often clear. Your dog might show an affinity for places it has never been. It might display phobias or deep-seated preferences that defy its life experience. It might possess an innate wisdom or skills that seem like echoes from another time. Case also shared that, in rare cases, some dogs are advanced human souls who have chosen an animal incarnation to serve a particular person. These are the old soul dogs, the ones with an uncanny, human-like wisdom in their eyes, who demonstrate profound compassion and behave in ways that are almost human. These souls make an incredible sacrifice. Case explained. They forfeit a human experience to serve as a pure-hearted guardian. It is an act of love almost beyond our comprehension. This explains those dogs who seem to understand everything, who display empathy on a level that feels impossible, who seem, through their actions, to be teaching us life's most important lessons. The timing is also divinely orchestrated. Your dog enters your life at the precise moment of need. It might be during a devastating loss, right before a major life change, or when you are about to face a challenge that requires the exact support only that dog can provide. Edgar Cayce called this divine synchronization. Nothing is random. Every meeting is meaningful. Every bond has a mission. And the mission of the dog is one of the most sacred. They arrive to teach us what unconditional love really means. Loyalty, forgiveness, the joy of the present moment, complete acceptance. They are also here to shield us energetically, to help us process ancient wounds, and to ready us for our own soul's evolution. When you look at your dog tonight, you aren't just looking at an animal. You're looking at a spiritual master who put its own journey on hold to fast track yours. You're seeing a courageous soul who signed up to walk beside you to every peak and every valley. Why does your dog sometimes seem to be guarding you against something invisible? Why does it get anxious in a particular spot? Why does it appear to sense danger long before you do? The answer is far more profound than mere animal instinct. They are energetic bodyguards in furry coats. While humans have allowed their spiritual senses to atrophy over centuries, dogs have kept theirs sharp. They perceive frequencies and dimensions of reality that our rational minds filter out, and they use this expanded perception to protect us in ways we rarely appreciate. Dogs are living energetic shields. Cayce stated in a landmark session. They can perceive negative intentions, dense emotional fields, and even non-physical entities. So when your dog is barking at what appears to be an empty space, it's not. It's issuing an alert about something present in a reality you cannot see. This ability is why dogs were revered as guardians of the threshold in ancient cultures. But their protection is not just passive. They are active participants, absorbing negative vibrations directed at their people and neutralizing them within their own energy field. A dog can neutralize up to 70% of the harmful energetic interference aimed at its human. Cayce revealed. They do this consciously. It's a core function of their spiritual vow. This stunning revelation explains why so many dogs mysteriously develop illnesses that seem to echo their owner's emotional state. They are not simply falling ill. They are literally taking on toxic energy to spare their family from its effects. Cayce outlined 3 fundamental modes of spiritual protection dogs offer. Energetic sentry. Every dog establishes a protective aura around their home. They can feel the negative intent of a person approaching from a distance, which is why they may bark or become agitated long before someone arrives at the door. Entity buffer. Dogs can perceive and ward off spirits or negative energies that occupy dimensions close to ours. They act as a living barrier, preventing these influences from affecting their family's emotional and spiritual well-being. Psychic interceptors. Some dogs, particularly those with a very deep soul bond, can actually intercept deliberate psychic attacks or curses. They take the hit, absorbing and grounding the negative energy before it reaches its target. What makes this protection so moving is that it is entirely voluntary. Dogs are not compelled to serve as our guardians. They choose to, out of a love so pure it defines their existence. Canine loyalty is not instinct. Cayce insisted. It is a spiritual oath. They promise to protect, and they uphold that promise with every fiber of their being. This truth reframes behaviors we misunderstand as bad. When your dog shows a strong dislike for someone, it's not being rude. It is sensing a dissonance or a threat in that person's energy field. When it insists on being near you, especially in bed, it's not being demanding. It is consciously maintaining your energetic defenses while you are most vulnerable during sleep. Our own energetic fields are more porous when we sleep. Dogs know this, and their protective instinct becomes heightened. This is why dogs often become more watchful at night, even with no obvious physical threat present. Case also revealed that dogs can often sense negative events before they unfold. They perceive the shifts in the energy field that precede an accident or a crisis. This is why they might suddenly act strangely, as if trying to warn you of an invisible threat. They read future probabilities in the currents of present energy. Case thought, an unusually agitated dog might be reacting to something that is not yet real, but is actively forming in the energetic realm. This pre-cognitive ability is one of their most advanced protective gifts. They don't just shield us from the present, they prepare us for the future. Now that you understand your dog is your spiritual guardian, you can start to decode its secret language. Every seemingly odd behavior is a message. Your dog is communicating with you about a reality you can't see. But first, I have to extend an invitation to take the quantum thinking challenge. This is for anyone who wants to become the master of their own reality and consciously create their desires. It's a 21-day program with exercises to rewire your mind, elevate your vibration, and unlock your true power. If you're ready, check out the first pinned comment. Now, let's begin with the most misunderstood behavior, barking at nothing. When your dog barks intensely at a seemingly empty corner, it is seeing what you cannot. Edgar Cayce explained dogs perceive residual energy, emotional imprints from past events, and spiritual beings. Every space holds energetic memory. Cayce said, dogs can read these memories. They bark to disrupt and clear energies that might be harmful to you. If your dog consistently barks at one spot, investigate. A traumatic event may have happened there. It might be a weak point in your home's energetic shield, or a spirit may be present. The tone of the bark is a clue. Sharp, high-pitched barks are often alerts to physical danger. Deep, resonant growls usually indicate a negative spiritual energy. A quick series of barks can be a warning of imminent trouble. Another powerful sign is the refusal to enter a space. If your dog consistently avoids a certain room, it's a living energy detector signaling a problem. Dogs feel when a space is heavy with negative energy. Case taught. Respect its intuition. It's a signal to do an energy clearing, light some sage, a white candle, or simply pray for the purification and protection of that area. And what about when your dog stares intently at something you can't see? It might freeze, its gaze locked on a single point. It's likely observing a spiritual phenomenon. It could be a guide, a deceased loved one, or simply energy in motion. The dog's reaction is your key. If it's calm, the energy is likely positive. If it's tense, something needs to be cleared. Those moments your dog suddenly comes to you and insists on being close are also significant. Case revealed dogs sense when our own energy is weak or when we're being targeted by negativity. They move in to offer immediate energetic reinforcement. Their physical presence literally fortifies our auric field. Case explained, next time your dog does this, check in with yourself. Were you stressed? Anxious? Your dog felt your vulnerability and came to lend its strength. Hyper, protective behavior is another major sign. If your dog suddenly won't leave your side, starts guarding your bedroom door, or becomes wary of everyone, it's likely sensing a period of your own spiritual weakness. This happens during major life changes or emotional turmoil. Our energy becomes more porous, and our dogs automatically shift into high alert protection mode. Share in the comments, what is the most unusual behavior your dog has ever shown? Let's decipher together what they were trying to tell you. Even a dog's appetite can be a spiritual signal. A dog that suddenly refuses to eat without a medical reason may be actively processing dense energies from its owner or the environment. It literally loses its appetite because it's engaged in heavy duty energetic work for its family. When a dog won't eat, Case taught us to first look at the emotional climate of the home. Are there arguments, unspoken tensions? A sick dog may be a sign the home itself needs healing. Sleep patterns are also revealing. A dog sleeping far more than usual might be transmuting absorbed energies. Sleep is how they cleanse themselves. Conversely, a dog that is restless all night may be on guard duty, detecting intense spiritual activity that you are oblivious to. The most profound behavior Case described is when a dog, nearing the end of its life, becomes exceptionally affectionate. They seek more contact, want to be closer than ever. They do this because they sense their time is short, and it's their way of trying to impart a lifetime of love in the final days. This knowledge gives us a beautiful responsibility to learn the language of our guardians, and the communication is only just beginning to get deeper. Edgar Cayce found that dogs aren't just our protectors, they are flawless mirrors of our own souls. Every single habit, quirk, and issue your dog has is a direct reflection of your own spiritual curriculum. Dogs are an externalized printout of their human's inner world. Cayce stated, they physically manifest what we need to see in ourselves, but are unable to. Your dog, therefore, is an open book about you. Its strengths, its fears, its needs, they are all pointing to something inside of you that requires attention. Let's start with a mind-bending example. An aggressive dog, Cayce noted, rarely has a truly aggressive owner. More often, it has an owner who is repressing their own anger or who feels powerless. The dog acts out the energy the human will not. Before you label your dog as simply territorial, pause. Ask yourself, where in my life am I not setting healthy boundaries? Where do I feel my space is being invaded? Where am I failing to protect my own emotional well-being? Your dog's behavior is the lesson. Cayce taught that they arrive pre-loaded with the exact personality to illuminate our blind spots. Here are the most common mirrors. The anxious dog. If your dog is a bundle of nerves, it's likely reflecting your own unacknowledged anxiety. It's forcing you to learn patience, calm, and to trust life instead of trying to control it. The fearful dog, a dog afraid of its own shadow, is mirroring your own repressed fears. By helping your dog find courage, you are teaching yourself how to live more bravely. The stubborn dog. This dog is reflecting your own resistance to what is. It teaches flexibility and the wisdom of surrender. It shows you where you are gripping too tightly. The needy dog, the dog that demands constant validation, is mirroring your own need for approval. In learning to provide it with true security, you learn to give that same gift to your inner self. The independent dog. This dog often chooses a human who struggles with emotional connection. It teaches the delicate balance between freedom and intimacy. But the most stunning mirror is how a dog's physical illness often reflects its owner's emotional wounds. Cayce's discoveries here are breathtaking. Digestive problems. Dogs with stomach issues often have owners who can't stomach a situation in their life. The dog is physically processing the energy the owner cannot emotionally digest. Skin conditions. A dog with allergies or rashes may be mirroring its owner's issues with vulnerability or self-worth. The skin is our boundary to the world. A dog's skin issue can reflect a human's trouble with how they interface with others. Respiratory issues. Dogs with breathing problems can reflect an owner who feels suffocated or oppressed in their life, who lacks the freedom to breathe. Heart conditions. Perhaps the most powerful mirror of all. Dogs who develop heart trouble are often taking on the heartbreak and emotional pain of their owners. They are literally absorbing a broken heart. Dogs volunteer to take on their human's illness as a final act of service. Cayce explained, they would rather their body suffer than see their human spirit suffer. This revelation hands us a profound responsibility. When our dog gets sick, the first question should be, what part of my own life is sick? What needs healing in me? Miraculously, as we work on our own healing, our dogs often get better. But the mirror is also positive. A joyful, well-adjusted dog reflects an owner who is in alignment. A loving, social dog mirrors a human who is open to giving and receiving love. Your dog's greatest talents may also be mirroring your own latent gifts. An incredibly intuitive dog suggests you have dormant psychic abilities. A powerfully protective dog might be showing you your own gift as a healer and caretaker. Edgar Cayce taught us to see our dogs as our greatest spiritual teachers. Instead of getting frustrated with their behavior, we should ask, what is this trying to show me about myself? When you truly see your dog as your soul's mirror, the relationship transforms. They cease to be a problem to be solved and become a lesson to be learned. Have you ever had the feeling your dog just read your mind? Communication between you and your dog is not based on words, Case explained. It is happening through telepathy, waves of thought, images, and feelings transmitted directly from one consciousness to another. Dogs are masters of this because they never unlearned it. As humans developed spoken language, our innate telepathic senses weakened. Dogs kept this pure channel of communication open. They don't just receive our silent transmissions, they are constantly sending them back. The problem is, most of us have forgotten how to listen. Let's look at examples you know to be true. You think about food, and your dog appears. You're sitting in another room. You haven't moved, but the thought, "I should feed the dog," crosses your mind. A moment later, there he is, waiting by his bowl. He didn't hear a sound. He received the thought form. You feel deep sadness but hide it perfectly. Suddenly, your dog is by your side, nuzzling you, offering silent comfort. He didn't see your tears. He felt your energetic shift. He knows you're getting home before you arrive. Even with an unpredictable schedule, your dog goes to the door minutes before you pull in. He's picking up on your intention to return, not the sound of your car. Case described this as a shared field of consciousness. When a deep bond is formed, you and your dog literally inhabit a shared mental space where thoughts and feelings flow between you. This is not magic. It is spiritual physics. Consciousness vibrates at a frequency, Case revealed. When two consciousnesses are tuned to each other, telepathy is the natural result, and you can strengthen this communication. Here are the core techniques Case taught. Technique 1. Sending mind. Movies. Sit quietly with your dog. Close your eyes and create a clear, simple movie in your mind of what you want him to do. See him walking over to you. See him lying down peacefully. Hold that image with calm certainty, as if you're projecting a film directly into his mind. Technique 2. Transmitting feeling, tones. Dogs are emotional sponges. You can communicate intentions through pure feeling. To calm your dog, cultivate a powerful state of peace inside yourself. To alert him, generate a feeling of focused readiness. You have to genuinely feel the state, not just think about it. Dogs read what is true in your heart. Technique 3. The gaze of knowing. Look gently into your dog's eyes. This isn't a stare down. It's a soft, loving gaze with clear intent. As you hold eye contact, project your thought or feeling. Case found that direct eye contact opens an immediate telepathic channel. It's how you have entire conversations without saying a word. Technique 4. Ask and observe. Ask your dog silent, mental questions and then watch for the answer. Are you feeling okay? Then observe his posture, his energy. Want to go out? See if he perks up. The answers come as shifts in his body language, or even as an image or feeling that pops into your own mind. Trust the first thing that comes. This communication goes far beyond commands. Dogs are often trying to send us critical information. Health alerts. Dogs can smell illness before symptoms manifest. If your dog becomes obsessed with sniffing or licking a specific spot on your body, it is a major warning sign. Alerts about people. When your dog has an instant, unshakable aversion to someone, he is reading that person's energetic signature. Trust your dog's judgment over polite appearances. Precognitive warnings. Dogs sense the energetic tremors before a major event. If your dog acts erratically for no reason, he may be sensing a significant life event on the horizon for you. The most profound revelation from Edgar Cayce concerns our dogs' role as master healers. Dogs are instruments of divine healing. He declared, they have the ability to absorb our emotional trauma, dissolve energetic blockages, and literally re-tune our emotional state. This is among their highest, most sacred duties. If you have ever felt a sense of peace wash over you just from being near your dog during a hard time, you have experienced this firsthand. That wasn't just comfort, it was an active energetic healing. Dogs are conscious energy converters. They have the innate ability to draw in dense, heavy emotional energy, like a sponge, and transmute it, purifying it without being permanently harmed. Let's break down how this happens. Trauma absorption, when you are in deep emotional pain, from grief, a breakup, or stress. Your dog senses the disruption in your energy field. It will physically move closer and through direct contact or proximity, begin to pull that dense energy into itself. Notice how a sad dog wants to be glued to you. It's not just being sweet, it's performing spiritual surgery, extracting the pain from your aura. Energetic transmutation. Once a dog absorbs this negativity, it processes it. Case said they have a natural mechanism for converting dense energy back into neutral, light energy. They are four-legged alchemists, turning emotional lead into gold. Returning purified energy. After transmuting the energy, they radiate a healed, pure vibration back to you. This happens through their loving gaze, their calm presence, their physical touch. This is why you feel lighter and better after being with them. You have received an energetic transfusion of pure love. This is a real, tangible process. Many people say that their dog's steady presence was the single most important factor in their recovery from life's hardest moments. Case even identified specific healing specialties. Anxiety healers. Dogs are masters at healing anxiety because they embody the energy of the present moment. Their vibration naturally calms a racing human mind and pulls it out of worry about the future. Depression healers. The pure life, force energy of a dog is a potent antidote to the heaviness of depression. Their natural joy and unconditional love help dissolve emotional density. Trauma healers. Dogs create a bubble of perfect emotional safety. They offer total acceptance with no judgment or criticism. This safe space allows old wounds to finally surface and be healed. Loneliness healers. The profound connection with a dog directly heals the wound of abandonment. They teach us we are worthy of steadfast love and that we are never truly alone. This healing is most powerful during sleep. When we sleep near our dogs, Case revealed, a deep energetic merger takes place. Our auras blend and healing occurs at the subconscious level. The barriers of the mind are down during sleep. Case taught, this is when the deepest soul work can be done. A dog sleeping on or near its human is actively mending that person's spirit. This is why we have a primal urge to have our dogs close. It's not just a want, it's a soul-level need for healing. This healing isn't just emotional, their physical presence has healing effects. Healing vibrations. The rhythm of a dog's breathing and heartbeat creates a low-frequency vibration that can stimulate physical healing and calm the nervous system. Healing warmth. When a dog lies on a painful area of your body, its body heat carries a healing energy that can soothe inflammation and promote cellular repair. Intuitive pressure. Dogs seem to know exactly where to apply pressure. When they lay their head or paw on you, they are often stimulating key energy points and meridians in your body. Case even discovered that different breeds have innate specialties. Large, heavy dogs are masters at healing feelings of insecurity and deep trauma. Small dogs are wonderful for soothing anxiety and boosting self-esteem. Calm dogs are perfect for healing stress. Energetic dogs are a balm for depression and lethargy. The most humbling part is that dogs do this consciously. It is a deliberate act of love. They know what they are doing. This is why it's our sacred duty to help them cleanse. Taking them into nature, allowing joyful play, and giving them immense affection are how they discharge the dense energy they absorb from us. It is how we repay them for their endless service. When we finally understand our dogs are master healers, our gratitude for them becomes infinite. They are not our pets. They are four-pawed angels sent here for our healing and our awakening. And this healing is only the first step in the transformation they came to offer.